All right, let's do this thing. Type a 2 in the chat if you can hear me okay. We're gonna get started. So today we're working on a game from Minimalist Rally 2D. We're gonna be rocking and rolling with this, making a lo-fi piece of music for this game that's all about keeping things minimal. Now, you might see that the developer direction we have here is minimal. The reason for that is I've actually already created a track for this OST that was approved by the developer. So what I'm going to be doing now is I'm actually using my own track that was used and approved for my reference tracks. I'm not going to go back to the original reference tracks because what I found the developer was super stoked with. So we're going to keep cooking in this similar direction right now. So I'm going to jump in, I'm going to share my screen, we're going to compose this thing, and I'll tell you too that what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to be keeping the drum groove from my first track. I'm going to be changing some of the drum sounds, changing the tempo, but I'm actually going to be saving myself a whole lot of time and a whole lot of energy just going and reusing this. Why? Why not, is what I say. All right, so here we go. Let's do this thing. Alrighty, you should be able to see my entire screen, including my little stream window here. We're going to minimize this now. And let's listen to our reference. Yeah, okay. I remember this. All right, so I'm going to start off with my drum groove, make sure that I like my drum groove, and then because this piece is called Orchid, I'm going to go a little bit more floral. I'm thinking some like arpeggios, maybe some flute. I'm thinking like Michelle Undicello, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but her, kind of like a like a soul kind of vibe. I may not actually capture the soul vibe, but I'm going to walk in that direction. All right, so what I'm going to do now is yeah, we can turn everything up. This is quiet. I'll turn my headphones up. There we go. All right, so we're going to change some of the drum sounds to start us off with. Let's go to our. Yeah, I don't think a clap for this. Yeah, we're going to change that sound out. We're going to, let's see. You know, I forget how to move things around here, but I will remember. It's been a while since I used this thing. There's like, drag something out. No, it's going to change the whole thing. Well, let's try it. These are just snares. No, I want to... Oh, it's because I'm searching for snare. Alright, so that's our kick. We need to... Let's make this 3 and 4. Put... Oh, it's a little need to change the duh. Alright, we're gonna chill this thing out like a lot. Yeah. Okay, let's see some ways we can chill this out. Let's reverse it. Oh, I'm picking the wrong one. There we go. Nice. Lower. And we're going to chill it way out too. Let's chill it out even more. Let's see. Humanize. Sure. Let's see, do we have just like a EQ? No, just do EQ here. But I've got to route this correctly. That's going to be 9, 10. That should do it. There we go. Okay, I don't know who's making that silly sound, but we'll get to that in a moment. Yeah, what if we... Oh, this is not my session template. I do have a session template where everything's set up. So it's like all my reverbs and everything are there. I'm also going to jump back in the chat, make sure, is the audio good? Okay. I want to chill this out even more. Let's get some delay on it. Vintage digital. Okay, so we got that twice. Change this around. Okay, this will be 11:12, so I'm going to route this out to 11:12. This hi-hat here, I'm not hearing it do much. Wonder why. Oh, it's because I need the... Yeah. Okay, so let's go back and sort this out. C1, C1. Let's join these together. Bring this down to C1. 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 Nice. All right, cool. Now, let's start it off with kicks. want to start it off with something that's a floral, fluty arpeggio something. If you didn't know flutes could be floral, yeah, I'm looking for a floral flute. I feel like this is a floral flute. Cool thing too is that this doesn't actually have to be super, super long. You know, we've got this right here. As of right now, yeah, it's about 3 minutes. Well, it's also going slow. That's why it's fewer measures. All right, so let's see here. I want some type of flute. Flute effect. Flute pad. Flute synth. Oh, flute's arpeggio. Can you show me what you sound like? Let's try flute synth. Okay, but we need to do a couple things here. Do we have a... Okay, all right, this is gonna get us some vintage sounds, which is cool. What I need right now in my... Here is I need some like reverb and some delay. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, and then let's get some reverb. We're gonna bring it back. All right, cool. Let's try that. Yeah. All right, we need a different tempo is what we need. All right, we need a different tempo is what we need. All right, we need a different tempo is what we need. All right, we need a different tempo is what we need. All right, we need a different tempo is what we need. All right, we need a different tempo is what we need. All right, we need a different tempo is what we need. All right, we need a different tempo is what we need. All right, we need a different tempo is what we need. All right, we need a different tempo is what we need. All right, we need a different tempo is what we need. All right, we need a different tempo is what we need. All right, we need a different tempo is what we need. All right, we need a different tempo is what we need. All right, we need a different tempo is what we need. All right, we need a different tempo is what we need. All right, we need a different tempo is what we need. All right, we need a different tempo is what we need. All right, we need a different tempo is what we need. All right, we need a different tempo is what we need. All right, we need a different tempo is what we need. All right, we need a different tempo is what we need. All right, we need a different tempo is what we need. All right, we need a different There we go. Now, I'm going to leave this super unquantized. I'm just going to make sure this one note hits about on the downbeat. And other than that, I'm going to leave everything, at least for now, unquantized. And now that keeps the... See what that does. Now let's undo those. Wow, 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 wow. Then we need like a bow, wow, 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 wow. Maybe it's a guitar. Maybe we're gonna bring the guitar in. All right, let's bring the guitar in. One, two. All right. Tune it up. And by the way, if you're thinking, well, good enough for you, you know how to play the guitar, you're just bringing it in, and that's just a choice you have. Well, here, I tell you what. That's just the choice that's coming into my head because I know I can do it. You make a different choice with what you know how to do. Maybe you play a different instrument. Maybe you don't play an instrument at all. There, not quite. Let's try that again. Without the rushing. A little slower. Alright, cool. That'll do. I guess it's like this little weird backgroundy thing. And I'm just going to pop a compressor on it. Doesn't matter what I use, just pick something. Do I own this? I do. Let's go. Guitar. I want a bass. Oops, that is doing a double recording there. Let's do that again. quantize this bass. G, do. And the bass is what's going to tie the two tracks together when we use the same bass. There we go. Like, the bass is in a different key. Like, to be clear, I'm right, like, the bass is in the key of G minor. The guitar is in the key of A minor. And this arpeggio is also in the key of A minor. The bass is, so we got B flats against everything that's going on, but I like the way it sounds, so we're going to keep it. Okay. We'll bring in a melody here. Oh, dude, I like that. So the bass is actually alternating. In one measure, it's G minor, and in the next measure is A minor against everything else that's in A minor. That's cool. Now, I'm able to tell you what that is. That doesn't mean that It's like, just because you can articulate the change you make doesn't make it any more or less artistically valid. Like, that's a thing that I found my way to just listening and hearing. I didn't make the choice, oh, I'm going to do this in G minor. After the fact, I can tell you what I did. All right, let's listen from the top one time, see what we want to do next. Yeah, we want some pads here at the start. Let's see, what's this pad doing? What does this pad sound like? That's a fun sounding pad. Oh, yes. Let's do it like that. Not that last F there, but yes. Also, I want to spread these out. Give me a imager. I'm actually going to come in here to this guitar, and I'm just gonna straight up change the volume on the first and second one here. So this. There we go. Do it. Now let's join those back together. Move that. And loop it. Way back. Okay, so we are going to do a melody thing with this same pad here. New pad, I'm going to do melody pad. But first I want to get the... This is one of those times where I want to actually get everything except the melody down first. want to turn that hi-hat down. So I'm going to send hi-hat to 19 and 20. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to line everybody up. And we're going to start a melody. Melody here. For this, it doesn't really matter what we do. Got this here, and this here. All right, and then we're going to write a melody. Something like that. But if we're going to do that, this all needs to come down too. All right. Which is cool because it's like what I'm doing is I'm taking the motif of my theme for hunting, I'm reworking it here. Yes. And then back in with this. Let's take this from here. And then bring our bass in here. Yeah, loop it there. Like, it doesn't need to be complicated. If it's simple, let it be simple. I was listening one time from the top, see what else we want to add. So my feeling is there's too much of that same riff here. This also right here feels a little too much repetition. We might also double the melody with something here. Something really gentle. Just get something from this. We'll do something. Yeah, something glass. Do we have glass? Do we have a search? We do have a search. Glass. Well, let's test this out. nice. Just hear it. All right, so listen from the top. Dum, 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 dum. Just right in here. A little. There we go. That way there's a transition. Right here, this has got to change. What we're going to do here is we're going to automate the tape delay, feedback. We're going to automate the dry amount. We're also going to automate the wet amount. All right, so I'm going to like invert the wet and dry here. Start off with that. So we got 30 to 70. Let's try doing 50-50. That's the wet. Oh, it's only gonna let me do one? That's silly. Yeah, okay. And then I'm just going to automate the volume. And I'm also going to add in more reverb. Like an amount. Wet. There we go. Right. And then I'm just going to bring the overall gain down. Yes. I'm going to grab that little beep, ba, ba, ba. So we'll bring the back somewhere else. Now, if we're coming back here, we're going to do a similar thing. Where I'm going to do, bring it down so it is at -13. Yep. Okay, similar thing. I'm going to bring the tape delay up. Why? Because it's too much of the same thing. And I could go in and change the notes, but I don't think that that's what this needs. Yeah, let's listen to that. And then let's listen to the loop. Maybe a bass note to start things off, so it's not quite such a harsh loop. Let's test out a couple things. I want to test this. What happens if I bounce this in place? What happens if I mute this? And what happens if we reverse this? How do we reverse again? Functions. Thing. No. What if we do more reverb on this? 'Cause it's the first. Okay. Let's test that out. Some delay. Yeah, not delay. One actual reverb. Okay, I don't want it bright. I want something that's like dark. Yeah, dude. Alright, then let's turn that entire thing off after the first three notes. Place designer. I'll put wet. Take from here to 0. Alright, I'm layering that. I'm layering this with another like snare. Now I'll find me a snare kit. Sure. All right. Great. That works. Now let's listen to our original and then let's mix based on that. Oops. Okay, cool. Just get the drums together. Maybe no snare right there. Yeah, okay. You know what I want to do here? Even more off the high end. Where does it start? Right here. So we'd go here, here, and then here, here. Yeah. All right, now let's listen to that loop. And then bringing that little bit of the melody in at the end a couple times, just bringing back. It's just a cool tag. It's almost like, when you have like a sample. It's almost like I'm sampling the thing inside of it, where you throw in a little sample. That's the way I'm thinking about it. It's like mimicking a sample. Okay, here's the thing. I feel like that, reverb's catching the last bit of these notes here. Cool. I'm going to call that done. What I am going to do is I'm going to get us up to loudness standards here. Down, I'm about to crank it. Maybe my kick's just way too loud and I'm not hearing it. That's getting a little much. Let's listen to that. I got it routed to the wrong place here. It should be going to 7 and 8. And it's not. There we go. Let's bring everything up a scoochy scotch. Oh man. Yeah, that. turn everything back up some more, and then just keep turning that kick down. I'm not quite sure where I went wrong here, but that's okay. Right. Everything up. That little headroom I just made there. Top. Okay, now let's listen to our OG. That's a quiet track. That is a quiet track. Oh, I feel much better about the levels I got here then. Dude, okay. So here's what we're actually going to do, is we're going to bring everybody back a scoochity scooch. How about that? How about them apples? Check our reference here. Oh yeah. That is chill volume. Nice. That's a couple dB louder. Is that how much I've turned the kick back or the kick up? Okay, and bring everybody back another little bit. Because what I want to do is actually want to match the LUFS from my first track that's in the game to the second track that's in the game. That way, when I'm delivering it, you know, the developer doesn't have a headache of matching the volumes. 425, 26. Let's see our reference. Yeah, it's around the 26, huh? 25, 26. Okay. Turning our reference back. No wonder. Ew, I made a mistake. Alright, let's listen to our reference without it being turned back. Oh, never mind. Oh, that was such a doofus move. Wow. Okay. Oh, that was really silly. Okay. Now that we are cleaned up, let's try that again. compression. We're gonna need more compression. Hit this louder. Hit it louder. I need some more compression. I need compression on this pad to start us off with. Get me a compressor. Compression, compression. So basically what we're doing right now is I'm going through, and every time that there's a peak of sound, I'm compressing it to take it off so that way I can get the cumulative sound all louder. Top. Okay, now our reference, I believe, yeah, 13, 12. Okay, let's go back to ours. Okay, so we're going to compress the kick. I was thinking I was going to get away with no compression on this, and turns out I am not. This is where it has the buzz. So I want it, basically I want the needle not moving unless it's going ba-ba. Right there. Look at that, that's not even the issue. Let's use everything else. Because it's actually the same volume on the buzz. Let's explore what's happening there. That is too. Make this just a little later. Back 0.4 dB. I'm going to bring the kick back 0.4 dB. Like, yeah, there's a little distortion in there, but I'm actually not minding it. At that 12-13 place, we're good. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to loop this. So I'm going to go to the top here and leave plenty of reverb tail here. I am then going to export this entire thing as a WAV file. We're going to do it in, let's see, where's my 2D? It's Rally 2D. It's going to be for Orchid. Orchid for loop. Export that out. Have a drink of water. All right. Now we're going to save it. I'm going to create a new track. I'm going to close this. Audio. Save it as Orchid Loop. Session. All right. And let's bring Orchid for Loop in. All right, and then what we're going to do here is We're gonna cut this end bit right here at 33 where it's over. We're gonna make a new track. Gonna pop this in here. Grab both of these. We're gonna go to more, fade in for 2, fade out for 2, and let's give it a listen. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that that's happening there. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to re-export it. And while I'm re-exporting it, I'm going to move back that last note just a scoochity scotch to make sure that the note, it's got that almost like record sound, like the sound of a record player coming through that's actually making it onto the front end of the loop, which I don't want it to do. Okay, and I think it's gonna be these guys. It is. It is surely those guys. So I'm going to take some drastic measures here. I'm going to actually I'm going to automate the gain. Go, gain, gain, bringing it all the way down right before that loop point. Do the same thing here. Actually, we might not need to. Yeah, we're gonna need to do that for this one too. It's got that little after singing reverb situation. I'm gonna do the same thing here. Gain, gain. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. I didn't need to click that many times, that's okay. Yeah, we can leave the pad. It'll have this little wow, wow, wow right at the start. I'm cool with that. As long as we don't have that loud record sound, we're going to be good. All right, we're going to export this again. Once more. Into the export, dear friends. Let's do it. Work it for loop. Place it. And then we'll drop it in, we'll loop it, we'll send it off to the developer for approval, and then we'll be all done. Well, I'm assuming it's going to be approved. That's, why not? Why not assume everything is going to go well? And then, if I need to change something, I'll just come back and change it. All right, there we are. Okay. And let's loop this once more. We're at 33. We're going to cut it. You already see the waveforms are much smaller than they were last time. Let's listen to that. Good. And there's a little wah right at the start, and I think that sounds nifty. And it's not even peaking. So I'm going to export this. Orchid. Session. For game. Boom. And we're done. I'm going to send it off to developer. Bye.